The Galactic Military Academy's main hall buzzed with nervous energy, as hundreds of alien cadets from across 12 star systems gathered for the annual combat assessment. Zainab sat quietly in the third row, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that showed previous year's champions, towering Krillian warriors, lightning-fast Vesheri assassins, and armored Goliath berserkers whose names were spoken in reverent whispers. She looked unremarkable among them, small even by human standards, wearing the standard-issue gray uniform that hung loose on her slight frame. Her black hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail, and she carried no visible weapons, no intimidating scars, no ceremonial markings that might hint at her capabilities. To the other cadets, she appeared to be just another human, one of the newer species to join the Galactic Coalition, still proving their worth among the established warrior races. But Alex knew better. He stood behind her chair like a mountain of controlled violence, his 6'4" frame casting a shadow over several rows. His human features were sharp and weathered, marked by countless battles, and his gray eyes constantly swept the room with the practiced vigilance of someone who had survived more wars than most species had even fought. The other cadets gave him a wide berth, sensing something dangerous in his stillness. "Why is he guarding her?" whispered a young Vesheri cadet to his companion, his serpentine features twisted in confusion. "She's just sitting there. What could possibly—" "Silence," commanded Instructor Vexhan, the massive Krillian's forearms gesturing for attention. His chitinous exoskeleton gleamed under the artificial lights as he addressed the assembly. "Today, you will face the Apex Challenge. One opponent, one chance. Failure means dishonor to your species and expulsion from the Academy." A hologram materialized in the center of the hall, a creature from nightmares, standing 12 feet tall with razor-sharp claws and armored hide that had deflected plasma cannons. The Drath Apex Predator, captured from the death worlds of the Outer Rim, bioengineered for maximum lethality. "This beast has killed 47 champions from various worlds," Vexhan continued, his mandibles clicking with grim satisfaction. "It learns from each encounter, adapts to every fighting style. Your predecessors have tried brute force, speed, technology, psionic abilities. All have failed." Zainab remained motionless, but Alex noticed the slight tightening around her eyes. She was calculating, measuring, already 3 steps ahead of everyone else in the room. The first challenger, a massive Goliath wearing power armor worth more than a small planet's GDP, lasted 43 seconds. The creature's claws found the weak points in his armor with surgical precision, and he was dragged away by medical drones, defeated but alive. The Apex Predator had learned not to kill Academy cadets after the first few incidents. One by one, the galaxy's finest young warriors faced the beast. The Vesheri speedfighter lasted 91 seconds before her enhanced reflexes failed her. The Krillian tactician managed 2 full minutes using battlefield psychology and environmental advantages before the creature adapted to his strategies. 17 cadets, 17 failures. Then they called her name. Zainab Rahman, representing Earth. The silence was deafening. Even the alien cadets who had never heard of Earth's military history knew something was wrong. Alex hadn't moved, but every muscle in his body was coiled like a spring. Several cadets noticed that the human guards stationed around the hall had suddenly become more alert. Zainab stood slowly, her movements economical and precise. As she walked toward the combat arena, Alex fell into step beside her, not behind, not ahead, but perfectly matched to her pace. The synchronization was unnerving to watch. "Human," called Instructor Vexhan, "the Guardian remains outside the combat zone. This is individual assessment." Alex stopped at the arena's edge, but his eyes never left Zainab. For the first time since the assembly began, he spoke, his voice carrying across the hall with quiet authority. "She doesn't need guarding in there." The arena sealed with an energy barrier, trapping Zainab inside with the Apex Predator. The creature studied her with alien intelligence, its previous 47 victories having taught it to recognize threats. But this small human showed no aggressive posture, carried no weapons, exhibited none of the telltale signs of enhanced genetics or cybernetic modification that marked the other elite cadets. It was a fatal miscalculation. Zainab moved. What happened next would be debated in military academies across the galaxy for decades. She didn't fight the creature. She dismantled it. Every movement was precisely calculated, exploiting weaknesses that shouldn't have existed, using the beast's own momentum and adaptations against it. She turned its evolved hunting instincts into liabilities, its learned responses into traps. The fight lasted 4 minutes and 37 seconds. When it was over, the apex predator lay unconscious, completely unharmed but thoroughly defeated through a combination of pressure points, neural manipulation, and biomechanical leverage that the galaxy's finest xenobiologists were still trying to understand. Zainab walked back to Alex without a word, her breathing barely elevated. The arena fell silent except for the soft hum of recording devices as every major military power in the galaxy began updating their files on human combat capabilities. "How?" whispered the Vishari cadet who had questioned Alex's presence earlier. Alex's lips quirked into the ghost of a smile as Zainab settled back into her chair. "She doesn't need me to guard her from anything out there," he said quietly, his eyes scanning the shocked faces around them. "I'm here to make sure she doesn't accidentally break something irreplaceable." As the instructor struggled to process what they had witnessed, Zainab sat quietly among the cadets once again, looking for all the world like an unremarkable human girl. But now Alex's presence beside her took on a different meaning entirely. He wasn't her protector. He was theirs.